Hello my dear children, good morning everyone. Welcome back to your science class. As we completed block 13, today we are going to discuss question and answers of block 13, composition of air. I hope you all are ready with your notebook and workbook. Without delay, we will start the discussion. First, question of the day. First question. What is the percentage of oxygen present in the air? What is the percentage of oxygen present in the air? Air is made up of different gases. The amount of each gas present in air is different. So, what is the percentage of oxygen present in the air? The right answer is 21%. Air contains 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and other than these gases, air contains carbon dioxide, water vapor and some other gases in very small quantities. Okay? So, 21% of oxygen present in the air. Next question. Why do mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them? Why do mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them? Right answer is oxygen level decreases. As we go higher up in the atmosphere, the oxygen available for breathing is reduces. It becomes difficult to breathe. Therefore, when mountaineers have to climb high mountains, they carry oxygen cylinders with them so that they can breathe easily. Okay? Next question. The amount of water vapor in the air is called dash. The amount of water vapor in the air is called dash. Right answer is humidity. The amount of water vapor does not always remain the same in the air. Many a times we experience a sticky weather, especially in the rainy season. This is due to the increased water vapor in the air. The amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. Next question. How is the nitrogen in the air useful for the farmers? How is the nitrogen in the air useful for the farmers? Right answer is to make fertilizers. Farmers use nitrogen fertilizers for the growth of plants. Okay? Next, practice questions. First question. What is composition of air? What is the composition of air? Air is made up of different gases, isn't it? The amount of each gas present in the air is different. So, this is the composition of air. Air is made up of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and remaining 1% carbon dioxide, water vapor and other gases. Second question. Does the composition of air remain the same always? Why or why not? The answer is no. The composition of air does not remain the same always. When air gets polluted, that is, many harmful gases enter into air, its composition changes. At times, the levels of carbon dioxide increase because of air pollution and other human activities. Also, sometimes the amount of water vapor increases in the air, which makes the weather humid. Sometimes carbon dioxide increases because of air pollution, and sometimes the amount of water vapor increases in the air, which makes the weather humid. Okay? Next question. Describe an experiment to prove that oxygen is present in the air. Describe an experiment to prove that oxygen is present in the air. We saw an experiment using candle and a glass jar, isn't it? We are going to describe that experiment to this question, okay? The answer is light a candle and slowly put a glass jar to cover the flame. The flame soon starts flickering and finally goes out. This shows air contains oxygen. Okay? light a candle and slowly put a glass jar to cover the flame. The flame soon starts flickering and finally goes out. This shows that air contains oxygen. Fourth question. What would have happened if there was a hole in the glass jar covering the lighted candle? Why would that happen? What would have happened if there was a hole in the glass jar covering the lighted candle? Why would that happen? The answer is, the oxygen could enter into the glass through the hole, and so the candle would have kept burning. If the glass jar fully covered the flame, the candle cannot get oxygen inside the glass jar, so that it cannot burn. But the oxygen could enter into the glass jar through the hole, and so the candle would have kept burning. Fifth question. Why do we see water droplets on a plastic bottle filled with cold water in the summers? Why do we see water droplets on a plastic bottle filled with cold water in the summers? The answer is, the air surrounding the bottle filled with chilled water becomes cold. As a result, the water vapor in the cold air condenses and forms droplets of water. We can observe droplets of water on the outer surface of the bottle as the layer of air touching the outer surface of the bottle becomes cold. As a result, the water vapor in the cold air condenses and forms droplets of water. Okay? Next question. Describe the lime water test. What does it prove? Describe the lime water test and what does it prove? The answer is, take some fresh lime water in a test tube and blow air through a straw in it. After some time, the lime water will turn milky. This proves that carbon dioxide is present in the air. We give out carbon dioxide while breathing. When we blow carbon dioxide to the lime water in a test tube, it turns milky. This proves that carbon dioxide is present in the air. Next question. What is the use of nitrogen? What is the use of nitrogen? The answer is, nitrogen gas is filled in chips packets to preserve the chips. This way, the chips remain fresh for many days. Nitrogen gas is filled in puffy packets, which helps keep the contents in it fresh. It is also used to make fertilizers. Farmers use nitrogen fertilizers for the growth of plants. Okay? Eighth question. Why is air called a mixture of gases? Why is air called a mixture of gases? We already learned air made up of different gases. So that air is called a mixture of gases. So the answer is, air is called a mixture of gases because it is made up of different gases which can be separated. Okay? Next, worksheet questions. First, S1. Air is a mixture. First question. The pie chart below represents the composition of air. Write the names of gases shown by different parts. The pie chart below represents the composition of air. Write the names of the gases shown by different parts. Air is made up of different gases, isn't it? The amount of each gas present in the air is different. Air contains 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% carbon dioxide, water vapor, and other gases. So, in the pie chart, the maximum part has been filled with nitrogen, that is 78%. The next big part has filled with oxygen, that is 21%. The remaining small part of the pie chart filled with carbon dioxide, water vapor, and other gases, that is 1%. Okay? Next question. Color the oval with which air can each be best compared and why? There is 3 ovals. 1. Sugar mixed in water. Next, peanuts, almonds and raisins mixed. And the last one is salt. In these 3 ovals, with which air can each be best compared? The answer is peanuts, almonds and raisins mixed. Because air is also a mixture like peanuts, almonds and raisins mixed together. Each of its component gas can be separated from the mixture. Okay? Air is a mixture like peanuts, almonds and raisins mixed. And also it can be separated from the mixture. Okay? Third question in S1. It has been recently found that the amount of carbon dioxide in the air has increased alarmingly. Write 2 reasons for the same. In this question, your answers may vary. This is a sample answer. The answer is, it is due to air pollution and forest fires. When air gets polluted, that is, many harmful gases enter into air, its composition changes. Air gets polluted due to many factors such as burning of fuels. By this way, carbon dioxide in the air has increases. Okay? Next, S2. Oxygen in air. First question. Ram bought some rose cuttings for his garden. He wrapped them tightly in a plastic sheet and sealed it with sellotape. What would happen to the rose cuttings and why? The answer is, the rose cuttings will die because they would not get any air wrapped inside the plastic sheet and so will not be able to make their food. Plants need carbon dioxide to make their food. Okay? Next question. Complete the table on the experiment performed. There is a table with 3 columns: experiment procedure, observations and conclusion. We saw an experiment using candle and glass jar, right? So, the procedure of experiment is light a candle with a matchstick, cover the candle with a glass jar. This is the procedure. The observation: on being covered with glass jar, the candle flame flickers for some time and then goes out. And finally, the conclusion: candle flame flickered for some time because there was shortage of oxygen inside the closed jar. When all the oxygen was used up, the flame went out. This shows the oxygen is present in the air. So, the conclusion is oxygen is present in the air. Okay? The procedure is light a candle with a matchstick and cover the candle with the glass jar. Observation is on being covered with a glass jar, the candle flame flickers for some time and then goes out. The conclusion is oxygen is present in the air. Okay? Next question. Sanya is going to climb a high mountain peak. What preparations should she do before going so that she does not have a problem while breathing on the mountain? And why? The answer is, Sanya should carry an oxygen cylinder so that she can use it for breathing at high altitudes where oxygen levels go down. We already learned in higher atmosphere, the oxygen available for breathing reduces, so it becomes difficult to breathe. Therefore, Sanya should carry an oxygen cylinder so that she can use it for breathing at high altitudes where oxygen levels go down. Okay? Next, S3. Water vapor and carbon dioxide in air. First question, fill in the blanks. The gases that make up 1% of the air are dash, dash and other gases. The gases that make up 1% of air are dash, dash and other gases. The answer is carbon dioxide and water vapor. Air is a mixture of gases. It contains 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and other than these gases, air contains carbon dioxide, water vapor, and some other gases 1%. So the answer is carbon dioxide and water vapor. Next question. Complete the table. There is a table with experiment procedure, prediction, observations, and conclusion. In this topic, we saw two experiments. Experiment 1 is using ice cubes and the experiment 2 is using lime water. So, procedure for experiment 1 is put some ice cubes in a glass and keep it aside for some time. Next, the prediction of experiment 1 is may vary for each person by the way of their thinking. For example, some answers can like water is vapored and some answers can be like ice cubes melted. Okay. Next, observations of experiment 1 is droplets of water are seen on the outer surface of glass. Okay. Finally, the conclusion of this experiment is water vapor is present in the air. Okay. Next, experiment 2. The procedure for experiment 2 is take some lime water in a test tube and exhale into it using a straw. Next, prediction. In this experiment also, your predictions may vary by your thinking. So, I go to observations. The observation for experiment 2 is lime water turns milky. And the conclusion is carbon dioxide is present in the air. When we blew carbon dioxide into lime water, it turns milky. Okay. The procedure for experiment 1 is put some ice cubes in a glass and keep it aside for some time. And the procedure for experiment 2 is take some lime water in a test tube and exhale into it using a straw. Predictions may vary for each person, so I leave it. The observation for experiment 1, droplets of water are seen on the outer surface of the glass, and experiment 2 observation, lime water turns milky. The conclusion of experiment 1 is water vapor is present in the air, and the experiment 2's conclusion, carbon dioxide is present in the air. Okay. Next question. Generally, after rain, the weather becomes very sticky. What could be the reason for it? Generally, after rain, the weather becomes very sticky. What could be the reason for it? The answer is the amount of water vapor in the air increases, because of which the weather becomes humid. We already learned when the water vapor increases in the air, the weather becomes sticky. So the answer is the amount of water vapor in the air increases, because of which the weather becomes humid. Next, S4. Uses of gases in air. First question. What would happen if there was no oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air? What would happen if there was no oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air? All plants and human beings would die, isn't it? The answer is all plants would die because they would not be able to prepare their food without carbon dioxide. All human beings would also die because they would not be able to breathe without oxygen. Okay. Next question. The packets of chips we buy are puffed with air. Why is it so? How does it help? Why is the packets of chips we buy are puffed with air? How does it help? The answer is the chips packets are puffed because they are filled with nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is used to preserve the food and keep it fresh for many days. Nitrogen gas is filled in chips packets to preserve the chips. This way the chips remain fresh for many days. Okay. Next question. How do plants in the fields get nitrogen present in the air? How do plants in the fields get nitrogen present in the air? The answer is nitrogen of the air combines with oxygen during lightning to form nitrogen oxide, which dissolves in rainwater and passes through soil to form nitrates. Some plants have certain bacteria that convert the nitrogen in the air in a usable form that can be used by plants. Okay, now you got all the answers for question of the day, practice question and worksheet questions. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. I hope you are doing your homework best and properly. Do your homework regularly, don't keep them pending. After completing your homework, get a sign from your parents in the planner. As we finish this block, you will be having block assessment on Wednesday, that is 18th August. So be prepared for your assessment of block 13, composition of air. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. God bless you.